The problem is not money, the problem is you. Fix you, and the money will come, so much of it, you won't know what to do with it. You see, most people spend their lives chasing money, but money is not something you chase. It's something you attract by becoming an attractive person. And I don't mean physically attractive. I mean valuable, skilled, disciplined, wise. Let me tell you something. If you develop the right habits, if you embrace the right philosophy, money will start coming to you in amounts you didn't even think possible. Not just enough to pay the bills, not just enough for comfort. I'm talking about so much money, you'll sit down one day and say, "What do I even do with all this?" That's not greed, that's abundance. And abundance is a result of discipline multiplied by time. It's the result of planting seeds, mental seeds, skill seeds, reputation seeds, and watering them consistently. Here's the reality: money follows value. You don't get rich by wishing, you get rich by becoming. Become a person of character, learn how to communicate, read every day, show up early, stay late, go the extra mile when no one's watching. These are the hidden investments that turn into compound wealth. And don't wait for permission. If you're waiting for the world to give you a green light before you build wealth, you'll die waiting. Success is reserved for those who decide. Decide to become the kind of person who earns so much money, it feels unreal. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money, thinking that the more they run after it, the closer they'll get. But the truth is, money doesn't respond to chasing. It responds to value. It's not about how badly you want it. It's about who you become in the process. When you become the kind of person who develops discipline, sharpens skills, and delivers consistent results, money starts finding its way to you. You become like a magnet. And just like a magnet doesn't chase the metal, but pulls it in with invisible force, you begin to attract wealth in ways that seem almost effortless. The biggest misunderstanding people have is thinking money is the starting point. But it's the result. It's the reflection of your internal growth, your effort, your problem, solving ability, and your service to others. You don't get wealthy because you're lucky. You get wealthy because you've become the kind of person who can manage, multiply, and handle wealth responsibly. People say, "I need more money." But what they really need is more value. You add value to yourself, and the world responds. Instead of chasing the next quick win or shortcut, ask yourself, what kind of person do I need to become to earn so much money that I won't even know what to do with it? That question changes everything, because now you're focused on transformation, not transactions. You're focused on who you are, not just what you have. And once you begin to shift in that direction toward personal growth, self-discipline, emotional maturity, and a mindset of service, you'll notice something incredible. Money starts flowing in not because you begged for it, but because you attracted it by becoming worthy of it. And that's the real beginning of financial freedom. Wealth doesn't come to those who sit around hoping for a miracle. It comes to those who intentionally grow themselves from the inside out. Personal development is the soil where the seeds of prosperity grow. If you want a better life, you must become a better version of yourself. That means investing in your mind, sharpening your thinking, developing useful skills, improving your communication, and building character. Money will only grow in your life to the degree that you grow as a person. The bigger your mindset, the more space you create for abundance to live in your world. You don't become wealthy by accident. You earn it by constantly expanding your capacity to lead, to give, to serve, and to solve problems. And here's the truth. You already have the potential. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about uncovering who you really are and refining it daily. Read the books, learn from mentors, wake up earlier, practice discipline, get uncomfortable. Every single time you push yourself beyond what's easy, you grow. And that growth becomes the foundation for everything valuable in your life, including money. There are no shortcuts to lasting wealth. You have to put in the work, and most of that work happens in private. It's in the late nights of learning, the early mornings of practice, the quiet hours of reflection, and the small sacrifices no one sees. But over time, these invisible investments compound. One day, you'll look around and realize you've built a life that generates wealth, not because you chased money, but because you grew into someone who naturally creates it. That's when everything changes. You won't be waiting for a paycheck. You'll be building something far greater. And that starts with the decision to grow yourself every single day. Abundance doesn't appear overnight. It's not something that shows up because of a single big effort. True wealth is the outcome of consistent, disciplined action taken over time. It's built like a house, brick by brick, layer by layer. Each choice you make today, no matter how small, is either moving you closer to abundance or further away from it. The small habits, the early way. Cups, the way you treat people, the way you manage your time and energy, all of it adds up. The secret is in the daily disciplines, repeated without applause, without recognition, and often without immediate reward. The reason most people never experience true abundance is because they expect too much too fast. They want the reward before they've earned the foundation. But wealth has a rhythm. First you plant, then you water, then you wait, and only then do you harvest. Skipping any part of that process guarantees frustration. Discipline is what bridges the gap between effort and reward. It's waking up and doing what you said you would do, even when the excitement is gone. It's holding yourself accountable, especially when no one is watching. That kind of consistency builds momentum, and momentum attracts opportunities, relationships, and eventually, wealth. Time works in your favor when you stay disciplined. Even a small habit, done every day, compounds. The results might not show in a week or even a month, but they always arrive. And when they do, it feels like they came all at once. But the truth is, they were building silently in the background the whole time. One day, because you stayed steady, the breakthrough happens. And suddenly, you're surrounded by more than enough. So much that you pause and say, I never imagined it could grow like this. But it did. Because you stayed the course, money flows toward those who provide value. It's a simple truth that often gets overlooked in the rush to get rich quickly. But the people who consistently earn more are the ones solving bigger problems, helping more people, or doing something so well that others are willing to pay for it. The marketplace doesn't care about your needs. It rewards contribution. If you want to increase your income, you have to increase your value. That means improving what you know, what you can do, and how well you can do it. When you become the kind of person who adds value wherever you go, money naturally follows. Think about it. Every product, every service, every paycheck is tied to a problem being solved. If your skills are average, your income will be average. If your attitude is lazy, your results will be limited. But if you go above and beyond, if you bring excellence to everything you touch, the marketplace will notice. People will talk. Referrals will grow. Opportunities will show up. That's not luck. It's value echoing through the world. You don't need to beg for raises or chase shortcuts. Instead, focus on serving at a higher level. Learn to think differently, listen better, act faster, and follow through stronger. When people trust you, when they know you bring results, they want to pay you more. That's how you build lasting wealth. Not just by making money, but by becoming someone worth paying. Over time, that value multiplies. The more problems you solve, the more you help, the more your income grows. And eventually, it grows so much that the money starts arriving faster than you can keep up with. That's when you realize the truth. Money follows value, and you've become extremely valuable. Everything changes the moment you make a real decision. Not a wish, not a hope, not a maybe someday. A real, clear, firm decision. Wealth begins when you decide that you're done living below your potential, done making excuses, and done waiting for perfect timing. Most people never build wealth because they keep postponing action. They want all the lights green before they leave the house. But success doesn't work that way. The road becomes clear only after you start moving. If you want to become someone who earns so much money it feels unreal, you must decide to live with intent and take action regardless of fear or doubt. Indecision is one of the biggest thieves of opportunity. When you hesitate, someone else takes the chance you ignored. When you wait, momentum disappears. Life rewards those who move forward with clarity and courage. Even if you don't have it all figured out, start where you are with what you have. That decision to begin, to commit fully, opens the door to opportunities that would have stayed hidden if you remained passive. You don't need to know how the entire staircase looks. Just take the first step with conviction. Once you decide, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You become the architect of your future. You stop reacting and start creating. You choose to act, to learn, to fail forward, to get up and keep going. Every small, bold action builds momentum, and momentum builds wealth. Eventually, those daily decisions stack up, and the results begin to overflow. That's when you experience the power of one committed decision. One choice to change everything. One moment where you say, "No more waiting. I'm doing this now." And from that point on, your life and your income never stay the same. Having more money than you ever imagined is not just about numbers in a bank account. It's about being the kind of person who can handle that level of responsibility, power, and influence. Money doesn't change who you are. It reveals and magnifies it. If you're careless with a little, you'll be reckless with a lot. If you're undisciplined with hundreds, you'll be overwhelmed by millions. That's why preparing yourself for wealth is just as important as earning it. You must grow in mindset, in emotional maturity, in self-control, and in purpose. Because when money comes in abundance, it will test every part of who you are. Many people pray for wealth, but never take time to build the internal strength required to carry it. They want the reward without the responsibility. But true wealth stays with those who are grounded, those who have principles, vision, humility, and discipline. It's not just about making money. It's about keeping it, multiplying it, and using it wisely. Without preparation, money can ruin relationships, cloud judgment, and lead to destructive habits. But with the right foundation, it becomes a powerful tool for impact, generosity, and legacy. So grow with your wealth. Learn how to manage emotions, handle pressure, and make clear decisions. Develop patience and gratitude. Understand what truly matters, so that when abundance shows up, it serves you, not the other way around. Money will test your identity. If you've done the inner work, you'll pass the test. And when you do, something beautiful happens. You don't just enjoy your wealth. You use it to build, to uplift, and to bless others. That's when money becomes more than just currency. It becomes a reflection of your growth, your discipline, and the life you were truly meant to live.